This is Fitness Blender's low-impact cardio and toning workout for beginners. In this routine, we're going to be doing 3 rounds of 7 different exercises. It's going to take us about 30 minutes total. Let's go ahead and get started with round number 1. Our first exercise is jogging in place jacks. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Start off with just a nice light walking in place, slowly raising those arms over your head and bringing them back down to your sides. Now, the lower the impact you need or want with this routine, the slower you want to move. Doesn't mean you necessarily need to restrict your range of motion, you just need to move more slowly. If you actually want to get a little bit more of a workout out of this, start really driving those knees up a lot higher. So really pick that knee up as high to that chest as you possibly can, and that'll actually make those muscles have to work a lot harder. Now, if you want a lot more cardio out of this, start moving more quickly. Start getting into more of a jogging motion or a high knees motion while moving those arms. Now, be aware, the faster you go, the more impact you're going to start adding into this routine, but also you're going to start raising that heart rate more and get a little bit more of a calorie burn out of it. Almost done, just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, moving to the next one. This is the windmill steps. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Now, nice and smooth, step back and forth. That front leg going down into a little bit of a quarter or half squat. And that rear leg kicking out back behind you. Then alternating sides, just stepping back and forth as smoothly as you can, making sure that you don't turn this into a jumping motion. Remember, the slower you go, the lower the impact. But don't be fooled, a slower motion does not mean this gets easier. Actually, the slower you go, the harder those muscles have to work. Almost done, just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, let's move on to the next one, the static squat punches. If you want to, you can grab some dumbbells for this one. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Squat down and hold that squat, at least a quarter squat. If you want to, if you have the strength for it, drop lower than that. Then with those dumbbells, just punch back and forth right in front of that chest. Just keep that motion going nice and slow under control. Again, the slower you go, the less impact there's going to be. Go ahead and stand up, get those arms going again. We're going to give those legs just a little bit of a break, then we're going to drop right back down into that squat. And go ahead and drop again. Stay down in that nice static squat, trying to get as low as you can control, as low as those muscles will handle. So our last one right here, go ahead and stand back up, keep those arms going as your last round. Almost done. And let it relax. All right, next one's a static lunge with a curl, working those legs just a little bit different than that squat. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Drop down with one foot forward, just going into a regular lunge, holding that position, and then starting in with that curl. Just bring that hand up to that shoulder, nice and slow, tight curl at the top, making sure those elbows stay back behind you the entire time. You want that upper arm perfectly straight up and down. Almost done. We're going to switch sides here in just a second. And go ahead and switch those feet, go right back into that lunge, and start again. Almost done. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the next one, the static lunge tricep extensions. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Go ahead and step into that lunge position. That front leg, you want that knee pretty close to about a 90-degree angle. That rear leg, you want that knee just slightly bent, almost completely extended straight back behind you, and then hold that position. Once you have that position nice and solid, tilt that chest forward, tilting from your hip socket, not from your waist, trying to get as far forward as comfortable. Keeping that back nice and flat, extend those arms back up behind you as far as you can. Then only moving from that elbow, extend those arms back behind you, getting a full extension on that tricep. Go ahead and switch those legs, do the same thing on the other side. Just a couple more. Here's your last one right here, nice tight squeeze, and let it relax. Go ahead and stand back up. The next one is a fingertip to toe jack. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Starting with those hands fully extended above your head, you're going to slowly draw your hands down at the same time as you pull one of your heels up, rotating your thigh out to the side just a little bit. You want to come down and actually touch that heel with that opposite hand, then bring those hands right back up, and then switch legs, just alternating back and forth. Nice, quick, controlled motion. Again, if you want to lower that impact, just slow that motion down. Now, if you want to try to increase that cardio, then try to speed that motion up, but be really careful not to slam that foot back down to the ground to make sure you're keeping that impact really nice and low. Almost done. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the next one, the stutter steps. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Standing on that right leg, that left leg's going to be extended back behind you. Barely tap that toe to the ground, and then drive that knee up really nice and high. At the same time, move those hands from directly over your head, down by those hips. So every time that knee comes up, those hands go back. Just keep that motion going nice and slow under control. Nice tight squeeze every time you draw that knee up in front of you, and make sure you're trying to keep those hips low. You always want to be in about a quarter squat. Almost done. And let it relax. We're going to go ahead and switch sides. We're going to do the same thing on the other leg. All right, go ahead and start. Almost done. One more. And let it relax. All right, that was end of round number 1. Go ahead and pause it here if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to start right back into round number 2. Let's go ahead and start round number 2 back over with the jogging in place jacks. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Get those feet moving, get those arms moving up over your head. Now remember, if you want to stay low impact, just keep those feet going really nice and light. You can always increase that range of motion by driving that knee up higher, but keep it nice and slow. If you want to get a little more cardio out of it, then start moving a little bit faster, start going into more of a jog or a high knee motion. Almost done, about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, let's go ahead and move into the next one, the windmill steps. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Start walking back and forth, doing that nice side step, getting that leg to kick out back behind you as far as is comfortable each time. Get those arms moving, nice big circle coming around from side to side. Just keep that motion going nice and slow under control. Remember, the slower you go, the less impact you're going to have to worry about. Almost done. One more back around. And let it relax. All right, let's go to those static squat punches next. Go ahead and get ready. And begin, starting down in that quarter or half squat, punching those arms back and forth. Get them straight out in front of that chest, then pull them right back into that shoulder, just making sure you're keeping a nice low squat the entire time. We're going to switch you here in just a second. Go ahead and stand up, get those arms moving again. Same thing with those arms, just letting those legs relax a little bit. Now if you want to make it more difficult, you can always stay down in that squat for this entire time period. And drop it down again, keep those arms moving. And this is your last one. Go ahead and stand back up. Keep those arms moving. Got another 15 seconds. Just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the next one, the static lunge with a curl. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Drop down into that lunge. Get those arms moving. Holding that lunge nice and low. Contracting those biceps. Pulling that hand up to that shoulder. Keeping those elbows tucked to your sides. Almost done on this side. And go ahead and switch those legs. Do the same thing on the opposite leg. Get those arms moving again. Nice tight squeeze on that bicep. Remember, keeping those elbows back to your sides. You want that elbow directly underneath that shoulder joint. Almost done. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the next one, the static lunge with a tricep extension. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Go ahead and drop down into that lunge, this time keeping that rear leg almost completely straight, tipping forward at those hips, making sure that that back stays nice and flat. Bring that upper arm so it's almost parallel to the ground, extending those forearms out back behind you so all that motion is just coming from that elbow. Nice and slow, draw them back in, and then extend them straight back out. Almost done. Go ahead and switch those legs. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Start right back into it again. Get those upper arms nice and high, tipping that upper body forward, making sure that you're hinging just that hip, not at that waist. That back needs to be perfectly flat. Almost done. And let it relax. All right, next one is a fingertip to toe jack. Go ahead and get ready. And begin, starting with those hands directly above your head. Nice and slow, raise one leg, kind of kicking that heel up towards the ceiling at the same time as bringing those hands down towards that heel. You want to bring that opposite hand down to that heel you're raising. Then nice and slow, drop that leg back down as you extend those arms back above your head, bringing that opposite leg up the next time. Almost done, just a couple more repetitions. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the last one of the round, the stutter steps. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. All that weight on that right leg, extending that left leg back behind you. At the same time, extending those arms directly above your head. As you drive that left knee up, you're going to bring those arms down to your sides, down to your hips. And then nice and slow, extend everything right back out, keeping on that same leg over and over again. Just make sure you're checking that form. You're staying in a nice low squat on that right leg and getting a full extension on that left side. Just a couple more. And let it relax. We're going to go ahead and give you a little bit of rest, then we're going to switch sides. And go ahead and start up again. Same thing on that opposite side. So squatting down on that left leg, extending that right leg back behind you, full extension as those arms come directly above your head. Almost done. One more. And there you go. That's the end of round number 2. Go ahead and pause it here if you need a little bit extra rest. Otherwise, we'll start right back into round number 3. All right, let's go ahead and start round number 3 with the jogging in place jacks. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Those feet moving nice and slow under control. Bring those arms up over your head, then slowly back down in front of your body. It's a slow, controlled motion. Remember, if you want to get a little bit more out of this, just start picking those knees up higher. Just make sure that you're letting those feet touch back down on the ground really nice and lightly. Otherwise, you're going to start increasing that impact. Almost done, just about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the windmill steps next. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Stepping back and forth, kicking that leg back behind you nice and wide. Getting those arms in a nice big circle, coming from side to side. Just make sure you get nice and low on each side. Really make those legs have to work. Almost done. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the next one, the static squat punches. Go ahead and grab those dumbbells if you need them. Go ahead and get ready. And begin, starting down that nice low squat, punching those arms back and forth, keeping them straight in front of that chest and bringing them right back to that shoulder. Make sure you're keeping that low squat. As those legs get tired, you're going to start trying to come up a little bit. And go ahead and stand up. Keep those arms moving. And drop it back down again. Nice low squat. Keep those arms going. And go ahead and stand up again. It's your last 15 seconds. It's about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the next one, the static lunge with the curl. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Stepping out with that left leg first, getting down to that nice low lunge. Curling those dumbbells up, keeping that elbow tucked to your side, directly underneath that shoulder joint. Getting a nice tight squeeze at the top every single time. Almost done. Just one more curl. And go ahead and stand up. We're going to switch those legs. Start right back into it again. Nice tight curl at the top, making sure those elbows stay directly underneath that shoulder, tucked to your sides. Almost done. Just one more. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the static lunge with the tricep extension. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Dropping down in that lunge position, this time with that rear leg extended out almost completely straight. Tip that upper body forward, hinging from that hip joint, making sure that back is nice and straight. Bring that upper arm up nice and high. Then extend that elbow out so that forearm comes out in a nice straight line. Then tuck it back underneath that shoulder and then extend again. Just keep that motion going. Almost done. And go ahead and let it relax. Go ahead and switch those legs. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. And here's your last one right here. And let it relax. All right, move on to the next one, the fingertip to toe jacks. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Nice and slow, bring that heel up and out to the side as high as you can. Same time, dropping those hands down, tapping that heel with that opposite hand. And then nice and slow, extending those arms back up as that leg drops. Almost done. And let it relax. All right, moving on to the next one, the stutter steps. Go ahead and get ready. And begin. Drop down into that quarter lunge or that quarter squat, extending that left leg back behind you as far as you can, barely tapping that toe, then driving that knee up as you bring those arms down to your sides. Just keep that motion going nice and strong, trying to keep as low as you possibly can. This is your last exercise for this routine, so make sure you really push through it. Almost done. And let it relax. Go ahead and switch those legs. We're going to do the same thing in the opposite leg, and then you'll be done. Go ahead and drop down and begin. Almost done, about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. Good job, you just finished Fitness Blender's low impact cardio workout.